What's up, y'all? We're back in the garage for another vlog. EG2 Track Rat Winter Build. So what I wanted to show you guys was we have a mess in this garage right now. We got a cylinder head with the VTEC oil pan. We have a bunch of timing covers. We have non-VTEC oil pan, windage trays, starters, half shafts, headers, clutches, flywheels, kingpin stuff, LCAs, subframes. And it's all obviously going in that. Two transmissions. This one is the one that I built for Watkins Glen with the 4.2 final drive. This is a GSR. And then over in the corner here, we have under there a 4.7 final drive Honda Challenge H4 transmission. This is the old B18B1. I am stripping it right now. The block has some damage to it. You can't really see it too well. Maybe here. A little bit of scoring here, and you can kind of catch your fingernail on it. Not too bad. You could probably, honestly, hone it with one of those drill things, but I'm going to take it apart. I know that the rotating assembly is in great shape, so I'm probably just going to sell the crank separate on eBay and take a bunch of stuff out. Axles. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Previously, the entire engine and transmission was here, okay? And we had a bunch of other stuff in the way. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to clear everything out from under here so that I can clean this firewall, which is super gunked up with grease and stuff. Shout out to Ken Martinez for posting a picture today. Today is December 30th. I trolled him on his brake lines, but you can see my brake lines are all OEM and it's very dirty. So Ken, I was just messing around, bro. This is a mess under here. GSR motors under here, obviously, got it mostly disassembled. Got a security camera system here. Gonna have to switch to a 3-post mount for the GSR. GSR came with a 2-post mount. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So we have a box. I briefly showed this on my Instagram, but we got a Gates timing belt kit for the GSR. It's got the water pump. It's got the idler pulley or whatever it's called, the tensioner pulley, and then it's got the belt itself. We got valve stem seals, NGK plugs. We got gasket O-rings for the coolant neck on the back of the block, alternator belt, VTEC solenoid gaskets. Forget what this is. Oh, we got tons of spindle nuts. I've just been running really super messed up spindle nuts on this car for forever, so I decided to buy a box because you're supposed to dispose them every time you take them off and put them on. So these are like brand new spindle nuts, which is super sick. Table's obviously super messy right now. Got to clean it up, but these are the spindle nuts. I know I'm nerding out over some weird stuff, but having been using old OEM ones that are all messed up for so long, I'm very happy. And then the coolest part is I'm no longer using Walmart oil filters, even though Walmart oil filters are and they work very well. But I bought a 12-pack of Wix oil filters. I figured, I had an offer from Motul to do a partnership with them, but I did the cost-benefit analysis, and it would have been more cost competitive for me to run the Torco RTF transmission fluid, which I've always been running, mixed with MTF, and then run Pennzoil Platinum 5W30 or 40, which is what I've always been running. Blackstone tests for that block came back awesome. They said, we don't see how your block could have had scored cylinders because it looks great. But then again, they are analyzing primarily for wear materials from bearings and rotational surfaces. One thing that we have to do while we're in here is so this baffle, this is from Con, a Mid-Atlantic Honda Challenge racer. He gave me a B18B1 back in the day when I was running an H4, and that oil pan is from that B18B1. It has a baffle that someone made out of garden shears and some cheap sheet metal, but with that being said, we put that in the car, and I ran my AEM dash to analyze the data and see what the oil pressures were, and it was 82 PSI, wide open throttle everywhere. Super stable, and look at them. These are just some very, very basic baffles, literally cut with garden shears. You can tell by the way they're cut in the edges. They work fine. So I'm going to make a template, cut some metal out, make my own baffles from my VTEC motor, weld them in. This is but like I said, B18B1, this is the LS. These are all the oil pan bolts, and then these are all the bolts for the windage tray. Those oil pan bolts will need to go onto this GSR motor. The GSR motor, if you look at what happened with the oil pan bolts, is it's not complete, unfortunately. So, I cleaned this, and I made an Instagram post about it. So I cleaned the block. This is a very clean looking block. I usually don't have stuff that's this nice or clean in my garage. And then what you'll see, that I guess you can't really see it here, but there's studs that go for the oil pan, and they're missing and broken. So I'm going to pull them out, put new ones in from the old block, new ones, and then, yeah, get that 3-post mount on. The B18B1, I did put a Type R oil pump on that B18B1, but I don't think I'm going to be needing a Type R oil pump for the GSR. I know people who haven't run them on the GSR, so I probably will either A, keep that Type R oil pump, oh god, I'm out of breath, or I will just sell it. It's from Rock Auto. It's not a real Type R oil pump, but yeah. I hit leg day in the gym today, and I did work today. I worked. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm mad tired, but we're grinding, man. I'm trying to get this stuff out of the way and back in that corner of garbage so that I can get under that and drop the subframe. So thanks for checking in. We're going to keep updating you. What I'm doing now is I'm pulling rod caps from the B18B1 to show you guys the bearings. So now, to give you an idea of what good looks like on an oil test, this is good. Keep in mind, this is a 170,000 plus mile bottom end that has never been taken apart, never been serviced. It's coming very slowly. All right. So this is number 3. The other one was number 2. I made a mistake. Very clean. Definitely old. Not gold. Doesn't have any bronze Babbitt material on it, but very clean. Got to start making dad jokes at some point. This is cylinder 1. This one's interesting to me. Again, not quite spun. You can see right here some damage. It does look like some Babbitt material actually got taken off that bearing. So what this is telling me is one of two things. Either A, I ran the motor aggressively in terms of oil viscosity, which is a possibility, or B, it's just a very high mileage motor, which we know it is. All right, here's cylinder number 4. Not terrible, not good, but the oil test said that it was good. So, more bearings. I don't know where this came from, but this one looks pretty gnarly. And this is what was living in my race car, guys. Again, nothing fancy over here, just an old Integra motor. This is the inside, so it's got some wear on the inside. Looks like some sort of residue came off. I'm going to show you guys the pistons now. You can see pretty decent amount of scoring. These pistons and rods might not even be worth saving. But if I throw them up on eBay, someone might be interested for. Looks relatively clean over here because I spent a bunch of time. That's my tool cart, by the way. Really nice tool cart. It's made by I don't know who makes that. It's a step ladder. It's a bad joke. I'm sorry. But yeah, everything looks pretty clean, and we're ready to get cleaning on this monstrosity. So we're gonna remove this brace. This master cylinder is junk. It's a 13/16. It works, but it's too small. The throw is way too long. I thought it would be illegal for champs, and then I realized I was just being in 2019. But yeah, so drop the subframe and clean the firewall. Figure out what we're gonna do with these heater core lines, or the heater core in general. Probably gonna keep it, and then yeah, just basically clean everything. That's pretty much it for now. And then one last thing before we wrap up. I pulled my old AN fittings off the back of the block, which I'll show you. And I have these fittings that allow you to put a 3/8 hose on these AN fittings. Yeah, that, and then I also got the oil pressure adapter down there. This is the block. Block is just sitting here on the bare floor, but you know, I'll probably spray it with some WD-40 and get a cardboard box under it, but it's still pretty heavy, but whatever. It's all good. It's pretty much all we have for today. Yeah, and then I'm going to continue dropping the subframe and we'll make more vlogs.